Okay, so welcome everybody to Behind the Books podcast, where we talk about authors and publishing books and everything in between. We have today Rachel Hatley from Tennessee, and she's just come through the press. Her book is releasing in 2 weeks on Wings of Beating Glass. So, welcome, Rachel, and I have my wonderful co-host, as usual, M.U. Thorne.
Hello.
So, Rachel, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Always put me on the spot. This is hard for me. So I'm a nurse. I have kids. I spend the majority of my time at a ballpark somewhere. Um, that's where most of my free time goes to. And I've just always been obsessed with ancient Egyptian mythology. Did you ever see The Mummy that came out a
Oh,
long time
yeah,
ago? Yes.
many
So
So
times.
good.
it is good. And my mom actually recorded that on VHS for me, and I watched it every day. I had every word memorized. And I just woke up one morning and decided that I was going to try to write a book about it.
Wow. That's ambitious. And had you ever written anything before?
No, I had not going to
Wow.
say I didn't try, but I never completed one until this one.
Mm-hmm. So you'd always sort of had an urge to write something like short stories or things in school?
Yes, always.
Oh, that's a
That's how it was
wonderful.
for me too. Pretty early
Yeah.
on, I was just always wanting to tell stories, and I was going to ask what drew you to writing in the first place, and that was a perfect answer. So yeah.
Ancient Egypt drew me to writing.
Mm-hmm. So then you must have been really familiar. Like there's so much Egyptian lore and mythology in your book, so you must have really been studying up on that and been very familiar with their gods, right?
Yes, I have a lot of research on it. I write in Scrivener, and I have just
Mhm.
notes and research and all kinds of different tabs in there of all the different gods and what they did and their physical descriptions, just so I could keep it all straight, because there is a lot.
There is. They've got a huge pantheon. It was
They do.
fascinating, and I didn't even. Oh, I've lost the name of the god, but there was the snake one. I didn't even know that there was a snake one.
Apep, yes. He is the
Yeah.
one that they believed when the sun god Ra, when the sun went down every night, that he was traveling through the underworld and with the sun, and that Apep would devour the sun, and that's where he came
Wow.
in. Hmm.
That was so interesting. I knew some of the other ones, but I thought, wow, this is so cool. And then I wanted to put that on the cover because of all the symbology, with the snakes and the scales. And anybody listening at home, do you want to explain the scales? Because they might see that cover and think, oh, well, it's just Egyptian without really realizing that's basically the core of the entire book.
Yes. So they also believed that when you died, your soul entered the Egyptian underworld, or the Duat, and you had to go through all these trials. And then you had to go through the weighing of the heart ceremony, which is where your heart and or your soul was measured against Mayat's feather. And if it weighed more, then Amit would devour your soul and you would cease to exist. Because if it weighed more, it would mean that you lived a life of sin
Hmm
and you were
hmm
not worthy to travel on into their paradise.
It's so fascinating.
I
And
love
then on the
mechanics like that. So
Yes.
cool.
yeah, yeah, it's so interesting what they were thinking, and such an interesting culture in general. I remember reading about, how old their culture was and how even in sort of Cleopatra's time, they had their own sort of ancient Egyptologists who were already studying things that had been long past of their own culture, even though we think of her as ancient Egypt as well.
Hmm. Yes. And there's some, that are older than others. There's some newer gods that came into being afterwards, and it's just there's so many. It's
hmm
a lot to keep up with.
It is, but it was so fascinating to read about it and the way you did Anubis and what he was thinking and the way he had a human form instead
Yes.
of just being a jackal all the time. It was really interesting. And I wanted to ask you too, because you have a cross mythology
Hmm.
where you also have the the angels in heaven. What gave you that idea to do this crossover?
Well, so Nephra, she is the guardian of Anubis. Well, Anubis is the god of the underworld, which, for most people, they would consider those to maybe be demons. So, what is the opposite of
Mm-hmm.
demons would be angels. So, I just kind of tried to find a way to bring them together like I did.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of
Mm-hmm.
course, you have to have some kind of forbidden bond in there with it.
That's true. That's true.
Of course.
And I've heard from many of your ARC readers that your Azrael, your MMC, is their next book boyfriend. So you wrote a really good kind of sexy
Well,
angel.
um, Emma did not feel that way. She did not like him very much based on her comments during her editing. So
Oh no.
I think that
Emma,
she does not feel that way.
she loved the entire book though. She actually she's bugging me about the next one already. She's like, "Where is it? Where is it?" But she's always hard on our MMCs. Emma is so hard on I think she just wants good boys and so many of us write bad boys that I'm like, "Emma,
I was gonna
not
Well,
ask
everybody."
which, yeah, Isla, which MMC did she like any of your MMCs and stuff? Wasn't it like was it
So
Rune?
she did the opposite for me because I did have a sweet MMC. And so then she got extra defensive of him and he didn't have enough time on the
Yeah.
page or my FMC was being mean to him and I'm like, "Would you stop?" It's always the MMCs with her. Yeah.
but yeah,
So,
I feel like he was nice. He's not like a lot of them. It was my
yeah.
FMC that was mean and rude,
Yeah.
not him. Yeah.
You have a very strong FMC.
Yes. Yeah. When you read a lot of the fantasy books, a lot of the times she's not. It's always him that's
Mhm.
the strong
Mhm.
one. And so I just kind of flipped it around to where it was her.
I love that. I love that. 'Cause she does not take anything off anyone. She is
No.
quite tough. And there was a couple times where I just really loved her. I remember she was riding a camel and she was just
Hmm.
like, sort of hooting and hollering because she was having fun on this camel. And I
Yes.
remember she's going into like a fight ring and she's like, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
going to be the most fun I've had all week." And I'm just like,
Yeah.
"Wow, girl, you get it."
Like it was like Fight Club with demons. Yeah.
Yeah, she just waded in like, "Oh boy, this is my stress relief."
Yeah, and she loved it. And then you have Azrael who's in there and he's just mortified. It was just too
He's like,
much
"Oh
for
my
him.
God."
Yes. Yes. See?
Yeah, I thought he was really good. He was protective, but not in that overbearing way. He was just like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Don't go fight
I
them."
can
And
already I can already picture the dynamic. Oh, I need to read this. I need to read.
Well,
you
you
were
have 2 weeks.
behind.
Yep, two
Yeah, you
weeks.
That's
have two
right.
weeks.
It's so good. Now, what about book two? I know that you mentioned a few things you've got planned for it. Do you want to give any sort of teasers without spoilers?
Well, so I'm pretty far into it. I think I hit 84,000 words yesterday, and so
Ooh,
I'm
let's
getting there.
go. Let's
Yes,
go.
and POVs expand more. So
Mhm.
Eric's gets his own, KL gets his own, but then
Oh.
so my characters kind of had a mind of their own, and
Mm-hmm.
a new MMC has been introduced about halfway through, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that the readers are really going to enjoy him once they meet him.
Mm.
He
Ooh, I
just
like
came in
that.
and he took over. He took everything over, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to like him a lot. But I'm not going to give
We
anything
always
else away about him.
we
Nice.
always have characters like that who you think are going to be a side character and then they just won't shut up. And then next
Hmm.
thing you know, and I remember you saying something about an extra chili pepper or something in this one. Do we want to tease about that?
Yes. So the new main male character that's coming in might be another love interest. Does she
Ooh.
choose one of them? Does she choose both of them? I don't know what she's going to
Ooh,
do.
that's going to be fun. I'm going to love this
Yes.
too. Everybody is going to love this. So, And it's a planned trilogy.
It is, yes.
Wonderful. And so you've got your major pantheons right now. You've got heaven and you've got the duat. Do you
Hmm.
introduce, you got a lot of major gods too. It's not just the Egyptian gods, but you got sort of other, are you going to introduce any other gods, from other religions or pantheons?
Yes. So I have kind of teased that a little bit in the second book. I think I'm going to go into it a little bit more when I go
Mm-hmm.
back and do edits myself. I think I'm going to introduce gods from other ones too, just to kind of
Mm-hmm.
give it a little bit more because
Mm-hmm.
it is like it's an eternal war between the gods, but it's not going to be just the gods of one pantheon. It's going to be the gods of multiple pantheons.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think I will go back through and try to add a little bit more to it.
Yeah, you could do some wild stuff with that. Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. And I
Hmm.
think even in book one, you sort of teased a little bit about that war between the gods that was coming if they didn't sort of sort these things
I
out.
lost you for a second. Did I lose you both? Oh, sorry. I lost
Uh-oh.
you. It's back now.
No worries. I'll edit that right out. I don't know if you heard me or not, though.
No, you cut out right about the time.
Okay. Yeah, your video was a bit wonky too, but that's all right. That's all right. If you can hear me,
I can.
um, I okay. I was talking about how even in book one you sort of teased that with multiple pantheons. You were saying that there was going to be sort of a war between the gods if
Hmm.
the souls kept disappearing.
Yes. And, I
So,
also sent so there's the Accords, and that we're going to learn
hmm
more about
hmm
those in the second book as well, eventually. I have to go back and
oh,
add that in.
good.
But yes, so
Yeah,
we're going to learn more about those.
all the rules they have to follow.
Yes.
That's I've heard the most about your last page. Now, there are a lot of authors who do cliffhangers, but
Oh
your
no.
cliffhanger was traumatic.
Ooh.
Well, if you
It was
think,
sad and traumatic.
well, I feel bad for you when you read book two because it's going to be worse than book one. And I think Ches is really going to hate me when she
Yeah.
reads it. Yeah. Yeah, she's going to hate me for a little
Oh
while.
no.
Hmm.
Oh, that's so
It's going
good.
to be
I'm such a
worse.
sucker for cliffhangers, especially like the second act in like a trilogy, the second book. Ooh.
Oh, it
Ooh.
was even book one's cliffhanger was tragic. It was like my heart. I just read it and I was like, "Oh my God, that's how she ended this." I I didn't know what to do with myself. That's
Yeah,
sad. You're gonna
the
torture
last three words
everybody
I
with.
feel like, yeah, the last
Yeah,
three words I
yeah,
feel
the
like
last
really get
three words.
everybody. Hmm.
He
Ooh.
yeah, see?
You should have read
I'm so
it. You should have
You
read
should
it.
have read it.
sucker.
He's busy working on his, but oh my goodness, I
Yeah.
just when I was
I
reading
can't
it
have any
and I got to
distractions.
that and I was just like after we have fallen in love with this story and then that happens and I'm just like, "Oh my God. Oh my God."
Yes.
Do do you think it will be ready this year?
Yes. Oh, yeah, it'll be ready. I feel like another month, maybe 3 months. I'm going to give myself three
Oh,
months to finish this one because
yeah.
Oh,
I
nice.
finished. Well, I finished the first one last year, so I've already been working on the second
hmm
one for a few months anyway. For probably
hmm
4 months, 3 or 4 months, I've been working on it. So
Let's
it's
hmm
coming
go.
along. Yeah, it's coming along pretty
Oh, that's
fast.
good. That's amazing because I know you have like a really active life outside writing. You want to talk about that a little bit? Like, what are you up to when you're not writing?
Chasing the kids around at the ballpark all the time. That is where we live, pretty much.
The ballpark, softball, right?
Yes, yes. My oldest plays softball, but she plays travel softball. So we are going, like yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
we played a tournament in Mississippi. So we had to drive to Mississippi to
Wow.
play. But then my middle son, he also plays, but he just plays like in the local rec league right now because he's only 7.
Oh. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of driving. It's like five,
It,
6 hours
yes.
at least, right?
Well, it was about 2.5 to get there yesterday, but her team is based in a town that's an hour and a half away, so we have to drive 3 hours for
Oh.
practice on top of
Hmm.
hitting lessons and pitching lessons and everything else she has to do.
Oh, way to be. Way to be. I played
Yes,
And
softball growing up too, so I get
oh
that.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh,
it's
I
always
didn't know
something.
that. Hmm.
And they're
Every
homeschooled
weekend.
on top of that.
Wow. So you are
Yeah.
homeschooling your kids and driving
Hmm.
them all over the place for softball and still
Yep.
cranking out more than one book a year.
And working 2 full-time jobs.
And working as a nurse too.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh my
Yes.
Ugh,
gosh, how do you do it? That sounds like
I need
me.
that
Think,
superpower.
yeah. Well, I think I never
Maybe
sleep
it's
is how I do
nurses.
it. Yeah. I think I'm like Isla and I
Yeah.
just never sleep.
A fellow
That's just like
vampire.
a passive trait that all nurses have is the no need for sleep.
Maybe.
Well, we might need it. We just don't get it.
We just don't
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
We're the
We just
worst for
don't get
telling
it.
everybody else how to live, how to take care of themselves, and we don't do it.
Never. Never do it.
That is awesome. Now, a lot of people they start with one genre or they start with one series, but as they're
Hmm.
writing, they start thinking about like other genres entirely. Like I know that I'm very much epic fantasy, but then I started having this idea come to me that's a dark romance. And have you experienced that yet? Have you started thinking about outside your sort of mythic romantasy lane?
Yes. So you know that I also wrote another book. It's dark romantic
Mm-hmm.
suspense thriller. I don't know exactly how you would classify it, but I actually wrote them at the same time. Like I would work on them at the same
Wow.
time. Yes. Because when the romantasy would get too hard and I couldn't work through what needed to be done, I would go work on the other one. And then it would just
Oh.
it would just
Mhm.
hit me that what I needed to go back and do to finish that one. So I kind of worked on them at the same
Mhm.
time because the other one, it's you didn't need a lot of planning or plotting or world building. It was just all very
Mhm.
straightforward.
Procedural. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
I didn't know if we were going to talk about that one or not, so I held my tongue, but yeah, she does have another book with spell wings that's
Hmm.
chosen by darkness, and it's about a serial killer stalking a woman and the CIA guy that's out to stop him. Do you want to
Yes.
talk about that one a little bit?
Well, I'm very excited for this one too. It's completely different from the romantasy,
Mhm. Mhm.
completely different. I feel like it's kind of creepy in some of the, because the
It
serial
sounds
killer
right up
gets
my
his
alley.
and it's good. The serial killer gets his own POVs throughout the whole book, and he is very creepy. He's creepy. I don't even know
Mhm.
how I managed to write him creepy, but I did. I
That's
did.
awesome.
Yes.
I wondered about that too because Azrael in Wings is so sweet. He's such a
Hmm.
nice guy, and then at the same time you're writing about this creepy serial killer. And I thought, Rachel, what's
Yeah.
going on in your mind?
I don't think you even want to know. I don't think you just want to know. But see, that's all I watch on
And
TV is like the police procedurals. When I go to sleep at night, I have forensic files on the
oh
TV. I know I'm weird. So
No,
I
that's
just,
no,
awesome. I love it.
yeah.
it's
So I just
normal.
figured, why not just write a book about it? But I
Yeah,
also have a sports romance planned, that I told you about that I want to write.
the
Ooh.
sports
Mm-hmm.
romance too. Oh, I
Yep.
love it. I love it. I yeah,
Yes.
it's so much fun to sort of dip your toe in other areas and experiment with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you're going to top Wings, honestly. Now, I do like Chosen by Darkness. I do, but Wings and I'm such a sucker for those book boyfriends.
Well, and I already have my next fantasy series. Like I already know what I want it to be about. I just have to find the
Oh
time to
my
write all of this.
goodness.
Hmm.
What is it going to be about?
Well, I wrote about ancient Egypt, who nobody,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of fantasy books based in ancient Egypt. So I
Hmm.
think my
Hmm.
next one is going to be the Aztec gods because I don't think there's hardly
Ooh,
any. Yeah.
yes.
No.
Yeah,
Rachel, I
I know.
am loving this. Oh my God.
You're just saying all the right things to Isla right now.
All the
Yeah,
right
I really am.
things.
Yes.
I, oh my God, I love archaeology. I've got a friend that we keep talking about going to the UK and not to do the castles or go shopping on High Street, but we want to go take part in one of the digs at Hadrian's Wall. So this is very much up my alley. I love this so much. I'm excited now.
Yes, yeah. Well,
Aztec
I
gods.
don't know if I've ever read a book about the Aztec gods. If I have, I don't remember it. So, it's just something different.
Yeah. I have not seen any, especially
Mhm.
sort of in that romantasy lane
Yep.
specifically. I haven't seen anything on Book Talk about that. Oh
No,
my
I
goodness,
haven't
I'm
either.
so glad I've got you. This is exciting.
Yes, that's so exciting.
Oh my goodness. That's going to be fun. And so, what is your publication order looking like then? If you've got two more books for your Egyptian, you've got your
Hmm.
serial killer, which I think is a standalone, right?
Well, yes, I was planning on going back and writing some interconnected standalones based on some of the
Mhm.
characters from that book too,
Mm,
eventually.
okay. All
Because
right. And then
Gray had quite a few big parts in Chosen by Darkness, so I would probably eventually write a book for him too.
okay. All right. So then you got that. You've got your serial
Hmm.
killers, you've got your Aztecs, and your sports. So what can
Hmm.
we look for next after, I guess Chosen will come out next, and then what have we got?
Oh, well, then it'll be the next book after Wings, and then I'm not like Ches. I don't know how Ches can write in different. She's wrote
Oh,
one book and
I
then started
I
another
can't
series.
do it
I can't do
either.
that. Yeah. No, I
Mm,
will have to
hmm
finish.
hmm
Yeah, I'll have to finish this one before I start working on another one.
I wanted to ask you how the publishing journey has been like for you. What's it felt like this whole big journey?
It is. I feel like if I hadn't have found y'all to help and do all of this, it would have been extremely difficult to navigate by myself because there is a lot that I didn't even know has to go into it, and it would have been a nightmare. There's a lot of people that do it, and I don't know how they do it by themselves because I don't know if I would have been able to.
Yeah, there's a lot of complexities to it, I would say, for self-publishing, and that's a perfect segue into what I wanted to talk about today on the podcast was uh, the rise of indie publishing has really sort of lowered thresholds and allowed anybody to self-publish. And so in that way it's good because the gates are gone. It's no longer so gate kept. But just because it's accessible to everybody doesn't mean that it's easy. It's still
Mm-hmm.
quite complicated, and sometimes you don't really know what you don't know until you're sort of bogged down in the middle of it. And so what would you say has been something that you've learned or been surprised about sort of in this whole world that you've jumped into?
So, everything has to have its own ISBN number. And then you have to have, on Amazon, you have to have like certain keywords and phrases and the way that they do the charts. And it's all confusing. I don't know how you even navigate it all. You really must be a genius because there is a lot that goes into all of that.
What about you, Mutts? What do you
This with just the whole publishing journey in general.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. What's it been like for you as an indie author? But you
it's
guys are indie
been
authors, but supported by an independent press.
well, it's exactly like what Rachel said. Like you're just a wellspring of knowledge. Like
Yes.
I would be so lost navigating all the nuances of this side. And I even remember, I don't know, I tell this story all the time. I I'm not familiar with the publishing side, but I knew that was a bridge I was going to need to cross eventually.
Yeah.
But when I heard you talk about the press and talking about all the things that I was afraid of doing, and knowing that there'd be someone who's capable of handling those things, I just jumped on it. It was a dream come true. because I think with the indie side, like anything, if you're doing it yourself, you kind of what you get out of it is what you put into it, and
Mm.
as if you're ambitious, you can pull it off. But it is so great to have a group, just a support group, because that's the other thing too with the press is people being able to meet everyone and just have that group to push you and to keep at it. It's been such a blessing, honestly. Holy.
So how did you
Was there
find them?
anything?
Did you find
Oh,
Isla on TikTok? How did you find them?
yeah, I just found Cammie's live one day and I jumped into it. I saw that she was talking about indie authors and being supportive of indies. And so I just said, I'm an author too. And so I told her about the
Yeah.
books and it was a really good vibe. So I started hanging out there and sort of became one of the regulars.
Yeah, and then I still remember this vividly. We were talking about Star Wars in the chat while Cammy was talking about other things in her live. So yeah, we started
I
we
love
started
Star
talking about
Wars.
Star Wars, and then I jumped into Cammy's live with a hot take with or not a hot take, just
Yeah.
some fun trivia with one of the latest
Yeah.
movies. With me working on my book, it got brought up and being like, hey, you should check this thing out. And Isla, she did her own live where she was talking, just answering questions about it to anyone who wanted to come up. And I was listening
Mhm.
to it. And the more she talked about it, the more I was just like, this is everything I've asked for. This is everything I've been looking for. So I reached out to her and we jumped into a live. And yeah, that was what, August,
Last
September?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
sometime late
somewhere around
summer,
then.
maybe. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
long
and then
time.
she hasn't been rid of me since.
Well, we bonded over Star Wars.
Isla's an absolutely wonderful human being, makes all this infinitely easier as well.
It does, yes.
I'm so lucky to have all of you guys. But
Great.
everybody has been so wonderful, and that's the side of it that I didn't anticipate either. I almost thought, okay, well, I'm going to have these one-to-one interactions with these authors. They're going to be like my clients. But then the Discord has just sort of evolved into this community and it sort of made itself, people started joining and supporting each other and being friendly to each other. And now we've got these in jokes and custom stickers and everything. And I had never anticipated that as part of the business plan. But it just feels like we're such a little family now and it makes me so happy. But yeah, so has anything surprise you about the world or the publishing or the journey or what it feels like? Does it bring up anything for you? I'm very curious, like as an author and you're going through it for the first time, what does it feel like?
Well, the editing part was what I was the most concerned about because if you see a lot of people and the editing seems to be horrible and they're talking about how bad it is and I was really concerned, especially when you said it was Emma that was going to be editing mine. I was really concerned then. But it really surprised me because it really wasn't that bad. I got most of it done in just a few weeks. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Well, that's good that it wasn't as bad as you
No.
thought.
No, it wasn't.
I think Emma enjoying your story helped quite a bit.
Well, yeah, I think so too. Yes. Yeah.
Even Isla was shocked, like
I
because the
was
story of any of that, but just
shocked.
she's so like nothing gets past Emma. It's insane. Like
Yeah.
she's a dream editor, being able to catch just the tiniest of details.
Hmm.
But I know that
Mhm.
can be
Traumatic.
particularly traumatic.
Yeah.
So
Humbling.
Yes.
humbling, humbling is a great word.
Like
Yeah,
when
editing is always
she pointed
humbling.
out about my dead end sentence that I had. I'm like, I know what a dead end is. Why did I write it like I didn't know? I don't know, but I did feel pretty dumb after that one. She did get me with that one. I don't know what I was thinking with
She
that.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She will catch the smallest things, I swear, sometimes. And she's edited all of my books, but sometimes it's like something that, as an author, you're sort of in this space where you just want to build a pretty picture, right?
Hmm.
And then she just comes with a sledgehammer. She's just like, you know, I remember this one time I was talking about my characters having a morning conversation, and I said something about their breath fogged in the morning light or something like that, and she said, "Not in summer, it didn't." That was,
Yeah.
And the way she
um,
says her edits too, like that's a perfect example.
Yes.
yeah, she's like a whack. Not in summer, it didn't, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, I wasn't prepared for that kind of thing either. I had been sort of loosey goosey with some of my timelines as far as because I wrote coming of age, and so they're growing up kind of thing.
Hmm.
And she had taken sort of hints I had said about when I pictured what month they were born in and sort of added it all up. And when I started talking about their birthday was coming up or something, she's like, no, their birthday's in summer and you're in fall right now. Their birthday's not coming up. And I was like, how does she catch that kind of
Yeah.
stuff? She
I
does.
would not have caught that either.
That's something that was really in my journey. I pay so much more attention to it now. And I think that that feedback comes back a lot is after you've gone through the editing process once, it's this big revelation of like, oh, this is what they're looking for, this is what they expect, or you learn from
Hmm.
it so that your next book is better. I know that KG has said that too, that the edits when you're going through the trenches is quite painful, but then you learn so much from the process that you can sort of anticipate next time.
Yes.
Yep, and that's why I was so grateful I'm going through it with this story and not the other.
It's tricky. It can be very tricky. And then I think marketing and promotional stuff is another gotcha
Hmm.
when you get into indie, because that's something a lot of people struggle with is either the proper way to market it or the proper way to talk about it. Or, there's dozens of memes on TikTok about I didn't realize that becoming an author meant I had to be a full-time social media manager too.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to work on your social media, Mutts. I think you're only putting out like
I
a
know, I'm
video every two
slacking.
weeks. You got crack the whip on you. You got to put
I'm
out more
doing every.
videos.
Once this thing is like it's the hype train. I'm ready to get that all ready to rock and roll once I've got the last of what I'm doing done. I don't have that's it's so fun. It's so fun, but also like hearing all the stuff you guys do. And I'm over here like I'm such a slow writer. I'm such a slow like I'm just slow with everything, and I can only divert so much brain power to so many things. Where I need like multiple whips. Crap. That's what I need because I'm just like, we got to get this done, this done, this done. I'm like, I got to get this thing done first. But
I
we'll
know.
get
Look
there.
at Rachel. I gave her the checklist, and she's like, "Yeah, I got all that. I got my UBL. I got my accounts." She signed everything up, and I'm
I
like,
did.
"Do you even have your accounts?
I do.
It's
I
been a
got them done.
year.
I've got
You
mine
got all
done.
of them."
I've got them all done. I know it's been a year. It's been a while.
I think I had mine
Yeah,
done
Oh,
they're
like
all
that's good.
done.
I think I had mine done within 3 days of her sending me the checklist. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I expect. That is the quality.
Yeah, that is the standard.
That is the standard.
I
You
know.
stick to it, sir.
I'm very. I am not great when it comes to the standards.
Well, I mean, it just goes to show that everybody's journey, and I think that's part of being indie too. Everybody's journey
Mhm.
is different, and their home lives are different, their schedules are different, and it's so much more accommodating when you can just sort of say, I didn't have time this week, or, it's been a busy month for me, or something like that, and then you just sort of roll with it.
It's nice
That's
to have that, like to have you be like, all right, you need to get this done, this done, this done. It's nice to have that fire under you a little bit, getting you moving.
Yeah.
Because
nice about it.
oh yeah, you're very nice about it. But yeah, just the if you say you weren't around, this book would probably be it probably would be taking a little bit longer.
Are you
Just
close? Are you
everything.
close to having it finished?
I'm close. Yeah, the closest I've ever been, but I'm also the furthest I've ever felt. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's a lot of work, but I'm also having the time of my life. Yeah, I still have a lot of work I need to get done, but it is making this it is so much fun. and it is making the story everything I know it can be, and it
Mhm.
is gonna be so worth it. It's gonna be so worth it.
But I'm so proud of all of you guys too. And I know not everyone is super organized. They're very much creative types and they're
Me.
just like, I've got all the creative energy, but I need somebody that can keep my spreadsheets and keep me on track or on time. So,
Hmm.
sometimes it's just a little gentle nudge.
Well, then hearing like Rachel or Cheza, like just this, like seeing the success too, is major motivation for me to be like, all right, we're
Yeah.
getting back to the room. We're sitting down and we're getting this done.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you talking about like we got the midnight release party tonight, and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited for that to be me. I'm not there yet, but I'm excited. Like, I can
You're
see the
close.
yeah, it's I can see the end, but it's like
Yep. Yep.
the end of the marathon, and your body, you're just like, I'm so tired. But you got to keep pushing that last little bit.
Yeah. It's a marathon for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah. I've enjoyed after pushing that last book. It was a big book and I wrote it really fast. And it's been nice to have a couple months off before I go back to it. But yeah, I love the flexibility of it. And
Yeah.
I'm just so proud of you guys. I'm looking forward to Chez's release and seeing her success. And Rachel has, and I don't think I've told you this, but you have the most pre-orders of any book that has come
Ooh,
through.
let's
Mine does,
go.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Three
That's
times as many.
awesome.
Really? I would not have.
Three times as many pre-orders.
Are you sure?
Let's go.
Like
Let's
I'm
I
sure.
don't know.
go.
Are you really sure about that? That
I
seems.
am completely sure.
Oh, that's so
I
cool.
can't believe that.
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise. Yeah, I cannot believe that at all. That's crazy.
Yeah, you were already in double digits within 24 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at you
Yeah.
go. That's so hype. That is so hype. I love
I don't
it.
even know what to say. That's crazy.
I
I think
know. I
it.
know.
I think it's the
But I think
cover. I think it's the cover that you made.
mm,
See,
I don't know. I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
so cool.
It's a pretty
it is.
cover,
So
It is
cool.
but
pretty.
the blurb that you had is really good.
Hmm.
Your story is good. It's something novel, like you were
Hmm.
saying. Not a lot of Egyptian stuff out there in romantasy space. I think that grabbed people, and talk about gods and sort of god romances are very big right now. I think there was a lot of things driving it, and you had some wonderful, I don't know, you want to talk about that? Narrators that we have picked out for the book
Yes.
too, for
Yes.
getting your audiobook as
I am.
well.
I'm so excited. I can't wait for them to begin working on it because they sounded great, and I think they're going to sound really good together.
So I don't know if I want to say their names yet. We haven't finished the contracts, but they both agreed. They both
Hmm.
said yes, and they're super excited to do it. But I will give a hint that they have both done advertising blurbs for her
Hmm.
already. So if you go to her profile, you will be able to hear their voices.
Yes,
And I do think they're going to sound very good
I think
together.
so too.
Just, it's a good match, I think.
And then the next two books, I wanted to bring in another narrator for the new
Mm-hmm.
MMC that's being added. So I think, we
Yeah.
would have three on that one, and that might be too much. I don't know, but that's just how I picture it going. Is those three working on the next two?
So good. And they're so
Hmm.
professional. They're so wonderful. I know that we're going to get a good project. They're both already doing Spellwings books.
Hmm.
So we have to wait for them to finish those books before they can start yours. But I just love the fact that we've sort of got a roster now of narrators and we've just queued up the books and we're able to just sort of pair narrators
Hmm.
with books as they come through the press, and we're sort of one to one. Every book gets an audio book with live wonderful human narrators, and it's a great feeling.
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, I guess we will wrap it up. We've got a party to get to tonight and plan for that midnight release party for Shez and her dragons. And then yours is in 2 weeks.
Let's go.
April 3rd is her release. And you guys, if you're on TikTok, Tune in on April 2nd. We're doing another midnight release party for Rachel and her On Wings Beating Glass. So we will see you then. Bye.